Hello everyone, welcome again to another episode on my YouTube channel. If you are visiting for the first time, I'm Chris. I'm a graduate student at the Simon Fraser University in Canada, where I study philosophy on a fully funded scholarship. And in this YouTube channel, I talk about fully funded scholarships in North America, that is in US and Canada. And you, my returning viewers, thank you very much for always tuning in. I cannot be here without you. Thank you, and thank you. So I continue to make my passionate appeal to everyone. Please, if you do enjoy the videos I make on this YouTube channel, please always click the like button. Help me to share the videos to your friends, your family members, and other acquaintances. And most importantly, if you do have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Leave your questions in the comment section below. Some of you do send me your questions on my private email. That is okay, but sometimes your questions could be useful to someone else. So do endeavor to leave your questions in the comment section below, and you would also save me time from replying to everyone who messages me on my private email. So I will just leave one response to everyone. And yeah, without further ado, let's get down to today's business. Okay, in today's episode, I want to talk about a fully funded scholarships for political science. Most of you are political science students or want to study political science in abroad, in the US or Canada. Well, today here it is. I'm going to give you 11 schools that offer fully funded scholarships. By fully funded scholarships, I mean tuition waiver, that is, you will not pay school fees, and then living expenses which covers your rent, your accommodation, and your transportation money in and around the city where your school is located. So what are these schools that I am talking about? Chillax. I'm going to list them for you. Before my list of these schools, here are things you should consider. Some quick facts. Well, first and foremost, most programs for political science are funded in the PhD level. So if you are going for your PhD, it will be useful that you apply to them. Secondly, it was difficult for me to find fully funded master's program in political science because most most people who really want to study political science at the graduate level either go for PhD. So in North America, most master's program is not funded. But chillax, I got you covered. So I got some few schools that do offer fully funded scholarship for master's program. Then thirdly, if you already have your master's, apply for the PhD straight. There's no need to go for master's, especially if you are really interested in the academia. Fourthly, if there's no need to apply for master's, if you already have a first class in your undergraduate degree in political science and you really have good writing skill, just apply straight to the PhD. That is, if you want to study, if you want to be a professor, or even if you don't want to be a professor, you can as well have your PhD if you have the strength to go for PhD. What again? So, and most importantly, I try to bring programs that do not require you to have to write IELTS exam, that is the English standardized test, or write the graduate record exam, GRE. So that is that. I try to make it convenient for everyone. And some of the programs do offer application fee waiver if you ask. So here is another fact, the fifth quick fact you need to know. Most Canadian universities do not offer, Canadian universities for humanities programs do not offer application fee waiver. But you can be lucky, you would get application fee waiver. So why not ask? Since you don't pay anything, you don't lose anything by asking, and you might as well get an application fee waiver. I did get an application fee waiver for one of the programs I applied to. So I encourage you to apply for application fee waiver, even though you are applying to Canadian schools that I have said most times do not offer application fee waiver. So without further ado, what are these schools? What are their names? Where are they? What is required to apply to them? And what do you need to know about them as you prepare for this year's application? So at the top of my list is the political science department at the University of Western Ontario, sometimes called Western University. Secondly, University of Waterloo. Thirdly, McGill University. Then I have Concordia University, University of Alberta, University of Minnesota, Brock University, University of Calgary, University of Windsor, and Queen's University. These are the list of the schools, and I'm going to pick University of Western Ontario, McGill University, and University of Calgary. We are going to look at what they need for their application, the kind of funding they have, what they need, what they are offering you, and how you can apply to these programs. Okay, so starting with the Western University, let us look at what their funding is like. The basic funding package for MA and PhD students is normally a combination of graduate teaching assistant salary. Wow, that's cool, salary. That means it should be exorbitant. And the supplementary Western Graduate Research Scholarship, which is automatically applied toward tuition. So you don't need to apply separately for this scholarship or for this funding. Once you apply to the school, once you submit your application, they will consider you automatically. They also have graduate teaching assistantship, which you would work 10 hours per week for 14 weeks. That is 140 hours. And then they have other scholarships that MA and PhD students are qualified to apply for. And one of them is the Barnard Scholarship in Political Philosophy at Western. So this scholarship does not require any other separate application. Once you submit your application, you would be automatically considered, and it's worth 15,000 Canadian dollars. That's at a fully funded rate. This amount is enough to pay your tuition for 1 year and to supplement your income to cover your living expenses. So that is that. The Barnard Scholarship in Political Philosophy at Western University. And another requirement is that you must opt to work with any one of these professors that their names are listed below: Andrew Botterell, Samantha Brennan, Barry Hofmaster, etc. So you would have to work with them. So another scholarship they have at this department is Dr. Elizabeth Rydell Dixon Graduate Scholarship. They said award annually to a full-time graduate student who is in a doctoral program in the Faculty of Social Sciences. So this scholarship is not open to MA students. This particular one is not open to MA students. But the PhD student in this school, if you're applying for PhD, you can as well apply for it. So another scholarship that you stand to be considered for is the Clara and Angelo La Selva Graduate Scholarship on Political Science. This scholarship is open to both master's and PhD students. And the good thing about this scholarship is that it is offered in addition to any other scholarship you have gotten in the school. So supposing you win the normal graduate assistantship and the graduate entrance scholarship, which on its own are fully funded, they can cover your tuition and then your living expenses during your studies. In addition to that, if you can as well win any one of these scholarship that I have mentioned or that I've listed here, that are listed here. So yes, so that is that. And let's look at what it would require to apply to this school, to this department, right? Apply to this program, you would pay an application fee of $125. You have to mail in two academic references from your professors or from your recommenders. You have to send in your transcript to the university. You have to submit other supporting documents, one of which is writing sample. The good thing about this program is that it seems master students are not required to submit statement of purpose or statement of research interest. But PhD students are required to submit statement of research interest. So that is that. Statement of research interest, writing sample, your academic transcript, your reference letters, and your application fee. These are what is required to apply to this program. And they do also have other scholarship that they listed here. One of them is Canada Graduate Scholarship for Master's Program. This one is only for Canadians or permanent residents. However, the Ontario Graduate Scholarship, valued at 15,000 Canadian dollars, is also open for both Canadian and international students. Yes, gentlemen and ladies, this is it for Western Ontario University or Western University, Masters and PhD in political science. So the second school we should look at is the McGill University in Canada. McGill University's MA and PhD program is fully funded, or the full funding for the PhD is obviously fully guaranteed, whereas not everyone who applies for the MA can get the full funding. Anyways, this is what they said about funding in their question and answer section of their page. They said, do you offer funding for graduate students? They said, for incoming PhD students, the department guarantees each student a financial package of at least 20,000 Canadian dollars per year for 5 years, subject to satisfactory progress in the program. The precise composition of this package varies each year and is a combination of internal and external fellowships, research assistantships, and or teaching assistantships. So they have robust funding for their PhD student, 20,000 per year for 5 good years. Whereas for their master student, they can give you 5,945 Canadian dollars per semester. That is for 4 months, and this program comprises of 2 to 3 semesters, and the summer semester is not even inclusive. So if they give you this amount of money for each term, it covers your tuition. Tuition is always around 2 grand, so the rest is for your living expenses, and during summer you are free to work because there is no school during summer. So that is one of the reasons I recommend this program for master's students. And again, during the last summer, they offer you funding for that term. And one of the reasons I also recommend this program is because of the McCall-McBain Scholarship for Masters and Professional Programs. This scholarship at this university is fully funded. So if you're applying to McGill University, you might as well consider this scholarship. The McCall-McBain Scholarship is a full scholarship for your master's or professional degrees, and the application is always open June of every year, and it runs to September. Whereas, however, for international students, you are encouraged to apply by the August 25th deadline. So I'm still going to make a video for this particular scholarship. In any case, so to apply for this program, like every other program, you have to submit a writing sample, a statement of research interest, academic references, and the rest. So that is that for McGill University. And stay tuned for me to make a video on this McCall-McBain full scholarship at the McGill University. Okay, guys, the last school on our list for today is the University of Calgary. The political science department at the University of Calgary offers fully funded scholarships for their master's and PhD programs. And on their website, this is what they have to say about funding for master's program. All MA, that is MA by research student, may receive some guaranteed funding over the 2 years of their program. So yes, you might as well give it a chance. And for their PhD, they said all admitted PhD students receive guaranteed funding for 4 years. Yes. So that is that for that. And what do you need to apply to this school? The same thing as other schools: writing sample, statement of research interest, academic references, your CV, and the rest. So guys, the most important thing I will have to tell you is that there are funding for political science in these schools that I have listed to you, whether the ones I have discussed or the ones that I just merely listed. So their masters and their PhD programs are fully funded. All you need to go is go to their website and explore the funding option for each program, and you will see which one is most favorable. But I have done the work for you, and these schools have found out. I try to look for schools that can also accommodate master's student. Most PhD programs in political science in North America is fully funded, so you don't need to worry. But the problem is for master's students, it's always difficult to find fully funded master's program in the humanities. And even in the US, it is not a norm to have a separate master's program. Everyone who wants to go for a graduate studies in the humanities, in political science, goes straight to PhD. So that is why they have robust funding for their PhD. Whereas Canada do make some, allowances for master's students, because it is natural in Canada to do your master's before your PhD. However, if you are trying to make a choice between what to do because of funding restrictions, I would advise, if you have the time, you can as well do masters in your home country and then apply for the PhD directly. Or you can consider applying for master's program in these schools that I've listed for you. And if you are really a first class student and you know what you want, you know that you are competitive enough, you can as well just apply for the fully funded PhD programs in the US and Canada. Okay, guys, that is that for that. Don't forget, if you do have questions, leave your questions in the comment section below and I will quickly attend to them. If you are not comfortable leaving your question in the comment section below, you can as well email me. My email address is on the description box below. And yes, please do like my videos if you did enjoy this video. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye bye, and see you next week.